Hey guys, today we're gonna do generate parentheses problem. Okay, we have to generate the valid combinations of parentheses, and n is the number of parentheses, number of pairs. Okay, so let's start. So first we're gonna do um, so we have to have a list that we're gonna return, correct? So just a sec. Okay, yep, yeah. So that's our result. Add a list, and now we're going to return this result. Now what we're going to put in this is this backtrack solution, right? Backtrack. Now how are we going to do this backtrack solution? That's the key to this problem, correct? So we're going to pass this result because that's where my result needs to be outputted, and I'm going to pass the int n, which is the number of pairs I want. And there's going to be a string that I will be using for um, just generating the combinations, and number of open brackets and number of closed brackets. Okay, let's see how it all makes sense. So this is my string, that's my interim string that I'm working with, and then int n is your pair, and this is your string. Oh, sorry, this is your result here. Okay, and this is a string, and this is number of open, number of close, because ultimately we want to take care of that problem, correct? We want to have a valid. We don't want to write a extra function to whether whether you have a valid pair or not. So instead, we just gonna do it easily with those two variables. Okay, so what is our base condition here? Base condition is if the string that I'm working with, okay, has a length equal to twice of the n, right? In that case, I want you to add the result to, um, I want you to add this s to the result and then return, okay? And once that is done, okay, so this is the base condition, now the real work, okay? So what is our real work? So in general, in backtracking, we have to choose an item and not choose something. Okay, so we're gonna choose opening bracket when our number of opening brackets are less than the number of pairs, right? How many pairs we're allowed. So in that case, I'm gonna pass the result as it is. I'm gonna pass n as it is, and my current string, and I'm gonna choose the opening bracket. Okay, and that's there, and then I'm gonna increment my existing number of open parentheses by 1, and the close goes as it is. Okay, now if my open, now you want to try the closing bracket only when it is possible, that only if there is a possibility of solution. So when open is greater than close, am I right? Because let's see, backtrack, send this result, and then s plus, this is closing, open, and close plus 1. Okay, so why open greater than close? Because when you have two opening brackets, then only it makes sense to put at least one, or or if you have at least one open bracket, then it makes sense to put closing bracket, right? Just starting out with extra closing bracket will never result in a solution, right? So that's why we do that. So now that we have our solution, let's do a dry run for n is equal to 2. That means two pairs, right? So n is equal to 2 means initially we'll open is 0. Okay, then we will add opening bracket. Okay, we added the opening bracket, and then we go back, opening bracket, go back here, and then we come here again. So open is again 1 now, and n is equal to 2. So 1 is less than 2, so add another opening bracket, and now we go another times to this same function backtrack, and open is now 2 and n is 2, so this will be false, so you'll come here. So 2 is greater than 0, yes, so add another, so add one closing bracket, and here the condition will be false, so another open is now 2, close is 1, so you close it one more time. Okay, now that is done, so that function is done. So we're gonna return from our both functions. Now you're here. Okay, so at this point we added this one extra open, right? We're gonna remove that, and we're gonna do open is greater than close. So what is the open? So that's how it'll work, right? So you'll have open, it'll return, and yeah, so open is still 1 and is greater than 0, so add 1 of that, and then you'll go again, and open is still 1, so you're gonna make it 2 by adding extra, and you'll go back. Now 2 is less than 2, that's possible, but open is 2 is greater than close. Close is 1, so 2 and 1, so that's why you're gonna add 1 here, and again you're gonna backtrack because it worked fine, and we're done with that. So we got two solutions. Okay, we got this one, and that. And for n is equal to 2, I think that's the right answer. So let's check if n is equal to 2, how many? Should get only 2 combinations. Correct, we got 2. So that's about it. Let's try to submit. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys.